Hey guys, this is Hope with Flower Moxie, and today we're going to talk about hydration. So it's very important to keep all of your arrangements hydrated after you've built them and of course before. So you want to keep your flowers hydrated up to the time of building, but then after they're arranged, you want to keep them all in a vase or hydrated in another method. So with bouquets, we of course have standard vases, and I brought out a few different sizes here because I use a variety of things for mine. So for bridal bouquets, if you want it to look more like a centerpiece later on, you can put it in something that is a little more solid and covers the stems a bit more and covers the mechanics on your bouquet. So that's what this one is in. We also have some clear ones. These are easy to find from Walmart, the dollar store, things like that. And they look really beautiful in these as well. I really do like shorter vases for bouquets because I personally like my stems to be cut short so that the bride can hold it close to her body. If you like the stems to be longer, then you will want something taller than this. Same with this one, kind of the same concept as this vase. It is just a really pretty vase that can make that look like a centerpiece if you want to repurpose it on your tables later. And then for bridesmaid bouquets, we have some smaller vases. And these are ones that we're going to start selling on our website, and they can be used as a medium centerpiece. Obviously with the shorter one, you will have to cut the bouquet down whenever you put it in there because it makes the stems pretty short. And we did that with this one here. This was a bridesmaid bouquet, and then we just cut the stems super short to put it in here. This one, you could keep the stems the exact same length, and same with this one, and these ones are easy to find at the dollar store as well. So that's pretty much it on vases. You want to keep your bouquets in there as much as possible if you're not carrying them. So even after you've gone to take pictures, it's important to put your bouquet back in there because the flowers will dehydrate and they'll start to look floppy by the end of the night. So now we're going to talk about boutonnieres and corsages. And this is just a trick if you want to prepare them in advance. If you feel like making them the day of, if you've got time to do that, you definitely can and keep them fresh that way. But if you want to make them the day before, then this helps keep them really nice and hydrated and also keeps them nice while you're at the venue the day of. So I recommend not putting your boutonnieres and corsages on until right before the ceremony because they will wilt faster than your other stuff because they're being worn on the body. You're probably getting hugs from people, you're moving around a lot, so those are going to get damaged a lot more easily, especially on your wrist or pinned on. So for boutonnieres and corsages, you will want to have a Tupperware container. This can be any sort of tub or just something with a lid that seals well. So you can use any type of container for that and then just line it with wet paper towel. So this, I just wet it, squeezed it out, and then kept it pretty wet to put it in here. And you would do one layer on the bottom and then place all of your boutonnieres and corsages inside, and then you will layer another paper towel on top of those. So they will lay flat in there, and then you just want to seal the lid and keep it in a cool space. So whether that is just a cool room in your house or if you have room in the refrigerator, that's great for these. Okay, so for urns and arch arrangements, things that you're building in foam ahead of time, if you have it inside of a vessel, you can add additional water to the vessel. So this urn has extra water in the bottom so the foam can keep reabsorbing. For things like an arch arrangement that are just built in foam, they don't have more of a base structure to them, you can add water to them using a watering can, just pouring a cup of water on them gently, but you want to go between the flowers when you do this. So you would kind of come between and pour it in kind of the empty space. And that just lets you re-wet that foam. You don't want it to dry out or your flowers won't have hydration. So these are good to make just the day before the wedding. That way they're in the foam for a short period of time. All right, so those are all of the mechanics that you're going to use for keeping your arrangements hydrated after you've built them. So you just want to keep things in water as much as possible. Remember that flowers need the water to live or they're going to die and wilt on you, and you want them to look beautiful through the whole event, not just at the beginning. So keeping them in vases, keeping them in that Tupperware container, or just rehydrating your foam is very important to keep them looking their best.